Hey guys, Jonah here, back once again, and this is part three in the Colbier. Well, for now anyway, the Colbier beer tasting, uh, and this one is called Arrane. Iran? Iran? Not that Iran. No, this is Iran. Arrane? Arrane? Iran? I don't know. It's apparently an Isle of Man word meaning song. Or Songbird. And this version is the Mountain IPA at 4% on the ABV. There is another version out there, which is 4.4, which I think might be the cask version. So I've got the canned version here, and my eyes are no good. In fact, let's get and it's also a collaboration with Karoo, who are over in the Isle of Man. Your man and all that kind of stuff. Let's get yeah, the elephant out of the room. This is not an IPA. It says IPA on it, but at 4%, there is no way you can call this an IPA. And apparently, according to Untappd, because I've got it up on my screen, it's 31 IBUs. So yeah, that's not an IPA either. Anyway, that aside, I'm going to judge this as a pale ale, and it looks like it's going to be one of those pale ales with lots of oats and wheat and all that kind of jazz. There we go. Have a look at Colbier. If you want to do a screenshot, a screen capture, um, it says brewed with our good friends from the Isle of Man's Karoo, Arrane, combines the best of the East, not the Middle East, not that kind of Iran, and the West too. Oats and wheat, yeah, of course, form the bedrock of this mountain IPA, ascending to tropical and citrus peaks because it's got crush, hops, and Chinook in there. I love Chinook actually, proper old school. That is an IPA hop from the old school. And it says finish with a unique Belgian yeast for a gentle down climb. Not sure exactly what that means, apart from down climbing being a mountaineering or a climbing word. Water, barley, wheat, oats, hops, and yeast. There we go. Drink fresh. Um, yeah, I've given them my feedback about the lack of a QR code or a barcode on there, which would probably help everyone out. But I do like the fact that they've given a lot of information on there, and I really like this branding as well. I believe the guys from Colbier are watching my vids, so hello, shalom to you guys. But yeah, I really like the way you do the color coding, the big lettering of the actual beer on the cans and stuff. And this is mirrored on the pump clips because I've had a look at the website and I've had a look at those as well, which is cool. This has been in the fridge for a bit, but I've given it a bit of a warm, and you can see it's quite squidgy, which is really good. Good for me, good for my trousers. I know it's not going to explode, he says, opening it still carefully like I do. It's a beer reviewer's thing. Oh, yeah, I can smell that fruit. I can smell that creaminess kind of thing on there as well. But let's get it into a glass. Let's do the same glass again. Yeah, looking forward to this. There may be, because my contact over in Liverpool says there may be some other beers um, that they wanted me to try. I'm always yeah, always willing to try beers and do some honest reviews as well, which is always cool. There we go. That is cool. I like that. Arrane, Arrane. Oh look, that's a finger's head. I thought it was going to be cloudier than this, to be honest. I was thinking about the one I had the other day, the wit beer, and that was, I guess that was supposed to be cloudy and kind of wasn't. And similar to this, I was thinking because it's got the oat and the wheat in there, it would be a lot cloudier than it is. But yeah, there we go. I like the colour though. Nice colour. It is a kind of IPA colour. Got a lovely finger's head of fluffy white foam on the top, which is going to be good. Doesn't say exactly what the Belgium yeast strain is, but the thiols and the interactions and all that kind of jazz between hops. It does work with malts too, but mainly with hops and the yeast used give lovely, lovely flavors. And it's kind of the way things are going, especially with kind of IPA in inverted commas or pale ales or that kind of style. Let's say pale ale and it covers IPA as well. And a mountain IPA, what's that all about? I know there's the mountain on the Isle of Man because I ride motorbikes, or I used to. I love motorbikes, and yeah, the Isle of Man has the mountain course. So I wonder if they call it the mountain IPA because of the Isle of Man connection. Clever if it is. Really, really nice. Yeah, Crush is a sort of Muto hop, I believe. It's kind of it's been around for a while, but it's a kind of hop that's kind of had a few different parentages, and yeah, is kind of fruity, citrusy, orangey kind of stuff. And then obviously Chinook is an absolute classic with the pine, bit of kind of grapefruity thing as well. So I'm definitely getting that citrus coming through. Not really getting the pine on the nose. Maybe I am. Maybe it's hiding a little bit in the background. It'd be really interesting to know. Um, and if you're watching this, Colbier, did you use those hops? Which hop did you use in the dry hopping or the late hopping, and which one did you use for the bittering? That'd be interesting to know. And nothing like zest or anything these days or spices used. So this is a kind of pure beer in that sense. Enjoy. Hopefully you're drinking a beer at home. I'm going to enjoy this one. Been a lovely day, but it's been really cold. Don't know about where you are, but the sun is definitely shining. But yeah, that nip is still in the air. We're in April. We're almost in May now. Oh, okay. So the bitterness is there. That's really interesting. I was expecting a lot more of that kind of fruitiness coming through, but it's more the Columba, sorry, not Columba, the Chinook coming through, which is interesting. So I'm definitely getting that kind of grapefruit thing, um, and that green, that barnyard, that tree, kind of walking under walking through a pine forest after it's rained, and it's kind of you get that kind of smell. Um, that verdanty type thing is there. The kind of tropically type, orangey type fruits from the crush, like the higher fruits, I'm not quite getting yet. Maybe they're going to develop as we go through, but yeah, for such a low IBU beer, I am getting that kind of feeling of an IPA, just because it's that kind of bitter, that zestiness. But I'm a stickler for the rules. I would say it has to be 5.5, 6% to call itself an IPA. I mean, you can call it a session IPA if you like. I don't like it myself, but hey, that's the way things are going, isn't it? It's not going to go away despite what I say. But IPAs, especially American ones, or a lineage of American IPAs, should be stronger on the ABV. That's my own feeling, anyway. Yeah, I'm getting that pininess really up front, almost as soon as the beer touches my tongue as I'm drinking it. It's saying pine, it's saying bitterness, it's saying forest, that kind of thing. But yeah, the crush, which I really would have expected it to be a late hop or perhaps even a dry hop. Um, and that's probably my prejudice based on previous beers that I've had. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be coming through, or not to me anyway. It's definitely more on the Chinook side. The other thing is, because it's got oats and wheat in it, I've drunk a lot of hazy pales, right? Like you wouldn't believe the amount of hazy pales. And they always give that kind of creaminess, um, yeah, that kind of unctuous, that mouthfeel. Not so much in this beer. It's quite light on the mouthfeel, which is nice. It's surprising a little bit, but yeah, it's nice. Because I was thinking of reading the label and going, oh, it's just going to be another hazy, but it isn't that hazy, and it hasn't got that kind of, yeah, that hop milkshake type taste. This is very much on the more traditional IPA side of things without being a traditional IPA, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I suppose they could have used some crystal malt in there. I'd be very surprised though, from the colour is a bit too light for that. And the other thing is the oats and wheat probably only a tiny bit, especially the oat. I'd say that's probably the least thing in this beer. Maybe a little bit more of the wheat, perhaps. Um, but yeah, it's not giving me that creamy kind of taste, which is surprising, but yeah, pleasantly surprising. Oh, and even getting towards the bottom, I'm still getting hit by that zesty grapefruit, which is really cool. Um, I'm searching for that more tropical citrus orange. I mean, yeah, maybe it's there. Maybe a tiny bit of peachiness in there too. Like, you know, IPAs of the old days used to use Cascade, and the English hops like Goldings and stuff like that give that kind of little peachy characteristic. And pardon me, quite well carbonated for a beer. I'm getting that in here, so I'd say that's, I don't know. I know the parentage of Crush, but I know it's multi-parented. So maybe Cascade or Centennial or something is one of the parent hops. I don't know. I don't think that flavour comes from Chinook. If I remember rightly, it's more zest. That's where the zest and the pine is coming from. But there's a little tiny bit of like peachiness in the background, or I don't know if it's peach or some other kind of stone fruit, and it must be coming from the crush. The crush. Cheers. Wow. And finally, we have got some amazing lacing on the glass, which I think was missing definitely from the first beer I had. The beers that I drank in the Royston, I've had 6 of these beers, but I only got to review on camera 3 of them. But look at that. There's a sort of, I don't know if you can see because the sun's coming through the window, but there's like a dancing horse um, from the waves there, or perhaps an eastern dragon or something along those lines. But definitely getting some good head retention, lacing on the glass. which I really, really like. It's a hidden thing these days. Some breweries you hardly get any head whatsoever, and other you get loads. And like I say, adjuncts being used here, oats and wheat, that does help, believe it or not, with the head retention and the formation of the foam and all that kind of good stuff. So there we go. There is Colbier and Keru. Beer is called Arrane or Arrane. I don't know. Is Arrane? Is that worse than Iran? I don't know. Or Arran. If it was as an island in Scotland, if it was just that, it would be Arran. But it's got an E on the end, so Arran. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you think the correct pronunciation for this beer is. And Colbier up in Bootle, near Liverpool. You've done some really good beers. Yeah, liking that. Not really an IPA, as I say, but not far away. Not far away at all. Guys, this has been Unclejona, drinking beers purely for your entertainment. And so you guys don't have to. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll be back. I've quite enjoyed this three-way split, shall we say. I'll be back with more beer reviews. And guess what? They'll be coming up real soon.